There's a stretch of road just outside of Brown Mountain where the trees lean a little too close together, like they're listening. Locals don't talk about it unless you ask first, and even then, they don't really say much. They all know about the lights. They call them the Brown Mountain Lights. Floating orbs, flickers in the distance, sometimes orange, sometimes blue, sometimes something you can't quite name. Most people pass it off. Headlights, reflections, swamp gas. That's what Alara Voss thought too, at least at first. Alara lived alone at the edge of town, where the pavement gave way to gravel and the cell signal flickered in and out like a nervous habit. Her house wasn't old, not really, but it felt like it'd been waiting for her. A narrow porch, deep woods behind it, and just enough distance from neighbors that nights felt bigger. And every evening around 9, Alara let her dog Rowan outside. It was routine, predictable, safe, until the lights showed up. The first night, she barely noticed it. A flicker beyond the tree line, soft and pale and easy to ignore. Rowan didn't react. He didn't even bark, didn't look. So Alara didn't either. The second night, she looked at her watch. Same time. 9:09. Then the light again. Still distant, but steadier now, like it was waiting. Now by the third night, she started paying attention. It hovered low, just above the ridge line, not blinking, not moving, just there. Laura stood on the porch a little longer than usual. Rowan shifted beside her, ears twitching, but not towards the woods, towards her. On the fourth night, 9:09 exactly, the light was closer, close enough that it didn't feel like something was out there anymore. Felt like something was looking back at her. That was the night that she stopped dreaming, or rather, the absence of dreams began. Laura had always dreamed vividly, colors, places, people she didn't know, but suddenly nothing. It was just black. She'd wake up exhausted, like she'd been somewhere, doing something, but couldn't remember where or what. Then by the sixth night, she started setting alarms. 9 o'clock. She wanted to catch it before it appeared. She stood at the door, hand on the knob, watching the dark. 9:09, and there it was. Not emerging, not arriving, just suddenly existing. Closer than before, too close. Rowan wouldn't step outside. Not anymore. He planted his paws against the floor, whining low in his throat, so Alara stepped out, alone. The air felt wrong, thicker, like breathing through something you couldn't see. The light pulsed once, and for a moment she thought she heard something. Not a sound, not exactly. More like a feeling pressed into her head. That was the first night she woke up on the floor. She didn't remember going back inside, didn't remember closing the door, didn't remember anything after the light pulsed, but she was there, lying in the living room. Rowan was curled beside her, shaking. That's when she noticed the mark on her wrist, just above the vein, a tiny puncture, perfectly round, like the prick of a needle or something sharper. She almost laughed, told herself it was a splinter or a thorn or anything normal, anything explainable. But that's when things stopped being normal. It started with the colors. At first it was small, a flicker at the edge of her vision, a soft blue hum when she looked at the kitchen light, a sharp metallic ring when her phone screen lit up. Laura blinked hard, shook her head, but it didn't go away. Colors seemed to have sound now, and sound had shape. The world felt layered, like she was seeing and hearing something just beneath everything else. Something that had always been there, something she was never supposed to notice. On the seventh night, she didn't set an alarm. She didn't need to. Her eyes opened at exactly 9:09. She was already standing at the door. Her hand was on the knob. She didn't even remember getting there, but she knew it was waiting. The light wasn't at the ridge anymore. It was in the yard, closer than it should have been, closer than anything should be. And it wasn't just a light, not now. She could see a structure, movement. something shifting inside it. Rowan barked once, sharp, panic, then silence. Ilara stepped forward, not because she wanted to, but because something in her aligned with it. The colors screamed, bright, violent tones crashing into each other, and underneath it all, a voice. Not in words, but in meaning. You've always been listening. The light pulsed, and the world blinked. That was the night she dreamed again. Or at least she thinks she did. She was standing somewhere vast, endless, dark but not empty. Shapes moved above her, massive, slow, watching. The same light hovered in front of her, closer than ever. And this time she understood it. Not what it was, but what it wanted. It wasn't visiting, it was checking. Checking on her. She looked down at her wrist and the mark glowed faintly. And in that moment, she realized something that didn't feel like a thought. It felt like a memory. This wasn't the first time. Lara woke up in her bed, morning light spilling through the window. Rowan asleep at her feet. Everything looked normal, felt normal, except for one thing. She could still hear the colors. And at exactly 9:09 that night, her phone buzzed. No caller ID, no number, just a message. You missed your check-in. Outside in the distance, the light flickered. And just as quickly, it was gone.